Dođi poljubi, mama, najljepši, moji pokloni, najljepši.
To a West End Toronto neighborhood now, and a scene that's getting distressingly familiar in this city. Grief-stricken mothers and fathers talking about the murder of their child. And this time, it's the parents of 18-year-old Boris Cikovic, gunned down late Friday night. Christine Barak spoke with them today.
We got that horrible phone call.
He was their only child, 17 years old, a star athlete with a brilliant future. Then, in a moment, he was gone.
I really protect him as much as I can, and I wasn't on time on Sunnybrook. He died before.
For Vesna and Davorin Cikovic, the pain of losing their son Boris has been overwhelming.
To anybody, to see his own kid dead, there's nothing worse than that.
Boris was walking through this park on Friday night with friends, just going to get pizza, when they were confronted by at least 4 teenagers who tried to steal their cell phones. There was a struggle for Boris's backpack, and that's when someone shot him. Paramedics arrived to find the teen dying in the arms of a close friend and classmate. His parents say they moved to Canada from war-torn Sarajevo when Boris was 3. They never imagined their son would be killed over virtually nothing. As students arrived for class this morning at Scarlet Heights Entrepreneurial Academy, many were talking about the popular grade 12 student who loved to make others laugh.
It just felt like our worlds just came crashing down, and just weird. Like a bunch of us still can't believe that he's gone.
The investigation is still ongoing. The Cikovics say their son's death has made one thing clear to them.
The streets are really dangerous, and there are too many guns in too many wrong hands.
Speaker, 2 years ago, a promising grade 12 student and constituent, Boris Cikovic, was gunned down by teen thugs trying to rob him. His accused killer is out on bail enjoying life and allegedly refusing to assist police in identifying his accomplices. It's impossible to imagine the despair and sorrow felt by Boris's parents, Vesna and Davorin. As Vesna explained to the Toronto Sun, "I have no chance to see him growing up to become a beautiful man. Justice is not going to give my grandchildren. And the other guy, he's out. He's free on bail." In memory of Boris and in the hopes of stopping this from happening in the future, I introduced Bill C-537 to toughen bail conditions and adding offenses involving firearms to those that may only be tried by a superior court.
U Torontu je previše onih koji ulicama hodaju sa pištoljem u džepu i koji će ubiti zbog mobitela ili zlatnog lančića. Njima ljudski život ne znači ništa. A važeći zakon je apsurdno preblag u ovakvim slučajevima. Član parlamenta, gospodin Vršeznevski, je predložio izmjenu zakona o uvjetnom puštanju na slobodu osumnjičenih za ubistva. Mi sakupljamo potpise za peticiju koja je podrška ovoj inicijativi i odjek među građanima Kanade je ogroman. Ako bude prihvaćen, novi zakon bi nosio ime po našem sinu.
He asked me if I was the new member of parliament, Boris, and I said yes. And he said, "You know they spelt your name wrong." I said, no, that's how Ukrainians tend to spell Boris, with a Y. And he goes, no, it's Boris with an I. That's my name too. So I can't remember exactly what he said, but he was a spunky young man, obviously not shy. Came in to talk with a newly elected member of parliament, to shake hands and to point out he's already made a mistake. When mothers in some of these neighborhoods are scared of their own sons, teenagers, when there is no consequences, when boys feel they can go out with a gun, rob, shoot, and they know they'll be back in the neighborhood within months. Yes. Within months. You use a gun, you're done. That's the intent of this law.
It should be like that.
The whole premise is not that you are guaranteed your freedom and we set a bail for you and you're out and free. The whole premise is, no, you're incarcerated and you have to prove to a judge why we should allow you to have any freedom.
Dan nakon što smo položili Borisovu urnu ovdje, ja sam došla sama na groblje. I dvije djevojke koje rade u cvijećarnici. Jedna od njih je potrčala za mnom i rekla mi kao, gospođo, evo ruža za dječaka, to je od nas. Ruže su inače za mene poseban simbol, jer Borisova najdraža pjesma na našem jeziku je bila Ružica si bila od Bijelog dugmeta. I što je zapravo jako čudno, i njegovi prijatelji Kanađani dobrim dijelom su znali da pjevaju tu pjesmu.
Otpustite.
Nije stara, nego to je sad trenutno. A cvijeće. Daj 10 cvijeće. Nije važno.
Boris i ja smo napustili Sarajevo 1992. godine, kada je Borisu bilo 14 mjeseci. Boris je ubijen u Torontu, imao je 17 godina, 7 mjeseci i 11 dana. 1992. godine sam ga ja iznijela na svojim rukama u nešto sasvim nepoznato. Vratila sam njegovu urnu 2009. u oktobru. Ovdje gdje on zapravo pripada, gdje je njegova kuća, gdje Sa pravoslavnog dijela groblja su svi Borisovi preci sa strane mog oca, sa muslimanskog dijela groblja. Svi Borisovi preci sa strane moje majke, sa katoličkog dijela. Borisovi preci sa strane njegovog oca. Tu je bolnica u kojoj se rodio i eto tu je sada i njegov grob.
Boris se rodio 22. februara 1991. godine u bolnici Jezero. I ovdje smo živjeli u ovoj sobi. Vesna, njegova majka, ja i Boris, tu me je bio krevetić. I eto sad sjećam se momenta dok je Boris još bio u Sarajevu, bio je početak rata, to je bio april možda ili možda maj. Tamo gore kod Punca gdje je Vesna stanovala na Koševu, Boris je, taman je on prohodao, imao je godinu dana i trčao je po parku i onda počelo je pucanje. To je mali parkić, zelena površina, takozvana ispred zgrade. I počelo oko pucanje, trka i u jednom momentu ja vidim metak se zabije jedno pola metra pored Borisa. I ja sam tu uskočio, njega odmah ufatio i unio ga vamo u kuću.
Maj 1992. godine konvoj od 5000 žena i djece, neka od te djece nisu još uvijek imala ni ime, majke su ih nosile u jastučićima, bili su tek rođene bebe. Boris i ja smo bili u tom konvoju.
Dvije i pol godine ja nisam vidio Borisa i poslije 2,5 godine, mislim da je to bio 7. mjesec 1994. godine, ja sam dobio dozvolu da papire sakupio da izađem iz Sarajeva, bili su otvoreni neki plavi koridori. Oni su otišli prvo u Makarsku, pa su onda iz Makarske prešli u Igrane. I tamo kad sam došao, to je sve bilo meni bajka zapravo, poslije onog pakla u Sarajevu, dođeš na more, djeca se igraju na plaži, žene piju kafu po kafićima, puše, ima i cigara, ima i kafe, što je meni, ja sve gledam, imao sam 49 kila kad sam izašao iz Sarajeva. I to mi je bilo kao da sam pao s Marsa. I onda naravno susret sa djetetom, eto, poslije 2,5 godine, Boris ne zna kako mi tata izgleda. I to je bilo, sjećam se, kupio sam mu, imao sam 100 maraka ukupno. I onda sam na putu do tamo potrošio nešto na hranu, ostalo mi nešto malo i kupio mu vodeni pištolj, plastični. I prvo kad je došao mali, sladak, ko si ti? Tata. joj, djeco, došao vam tata i on odmah pita, šta si mi donio? I ja rekao, evo, donio sam poklon. On je uzeo onaj pištolj. Djeco, vidite što sam. Joj, vidite, djeco, šta sam dobio. I onda dotiči nazad, a jesi li mi još nešto donio? I ja nisam imao ništa osim paket žvaka. Ja rekao, evo imam ovaj paket žvaka. Odlično, paket žvaka, djeco, vidite šta sam dobio i tako onako otrčao. I je tako izgledao taj susret poslije 2,5 godine. Vrlo brzo su nama odgovorili Kanađani i vrlo brzo smo dobili papire da možemo ići u Kanadu.
Greškom piše happy birthday to my mom. Know how much I love you, honey. Bear. Jao, this much. Sad ga je bio ugledao. Nadao se, ja sam govorila ime tvoje.
Boris Cikovic.
Boris je bio izvanredan hokej igrač, bio je prava mala zvijezda u ovoj našoj lokalnoj maloj ligi i stvarno je bio vješt i bio je tako idol ovog tima i naših navijača. Ja se sjećam kad bi Boris uzeo pak pa on provoza kompletan protivnički tim, gledalište se digne na noge i svi plješću Boris, ja sam bio strašno ponosan naravno.
Ćao. Kaži mi.
He was just amazing. He was the funniest guy ever. He always put a smile on my face.
He was a brother to all of us. He brought us all together. He showed us that there was nothing to be afraid of, and we were just a family when we were with him.
Happy, always so happy. He loved everyone.
Kids come along, very few and far between, where we are fortunate enough to get to know them on a level higher than teacher-student. That was the relationship Boris and I had. What can I say about him that you don't already know? He was one of a kind.
He lit up a room with one smile and brought everyone together like he is now. I would walk into English class every day in school and would sit 3 rows across from him. He would look at me and do his little eyebrow thing. And with that big smile, he would say, Jesse, Russia, Jesse.
We need to change the legislation, and we need to change an approach. And that's not just being tough on crime, but tough on the causes of crime. Obviously this legislation, it's almost like a shield to protect us from those that have crossed the line. What could have been done? What could have been done to prevent it? At a certain point, there's a point of no return. And that point of no return in this case was when these 4 boys with their bandanas were walking up to the group. That was the point of no return.
I sit on the pedal of the rolls as I rose from my sleep. Felt the pain in my chest, felt the cold, felt the deep, felt alone. Cause with one brother less, life is harder than stone. So I sit all alone while I'm drinking my brew. Pour out a can of Stella cause I'm thinking of you. And our lives as a child, the way we used to run wild. Like the world was ours, we own it, so get out of our way. Now I just reminisce and pray on those hot summer days. Bottle popping, pool hopping, now they took you away. A part of me was shot by the bullet that killed you. And now we'll never be the same.
Just chilling, and from out of nowhere these guys walked into the tennis court and they were arguing. It went by so fast and all this commotion was happening that I wasn't even paying attention to because I didn't think it was a big deal. And then all of a sudden I heard 2 bangs and everyone just kind of was like in panic. Everyone was like running and we ran out and Boris was laying on the ground. When I seen Boris on the ground, I was completely shocked. And we all panicked and we bent down and we're like, Boris, are you okay? Boris, what's going on? We were trying to talk to him. And we noticed a hole in his shirt. And then we noticed all the blood and we realized that he had gotten shot. He looked at us and I panicked. I called 911. I couldn't explain where we were. Freaked out. Everyone was just freaking out. Everybody was just around him and the ambulance came and they put him on a stretcher and they took him away.
I had to miss work. I had to be there. But Mr. fucking Nahoraya can just be like, oh shit, he's sick today, or something or he's late,
It's like they're catering
dude,
to
it's
him.
You're not going to you're not going to a counseling me, or some shit like that. You're going to a murder trial, and it's just oh no, poor him, he's not here, I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous.
He was the one that was under trial for a murder, but I guess because we were always coming in masses because Boris had more support than he did since no one showed up for him. But because we showed up in quantities, we were always a bunch of us, 10 or 15 of us sitting in the courtroom, and there were more people sitting outside. They kicked us out first, and then he'd walk out and be like, oh. Yeah. Look at me walk out with my cheesy lawyer who doesn't know anything about law. Absolutely nothing. He was horrible. You know what I mean? But yet still that horrible lawyer did more good for him and the cops were more on his side than, the mourning parents, the friends who are in pain.
I think it's kind of a mockery, I think it's a mockery by the whole system was just mocking you. It's just they show you, it's kind of just dangle him in front of us, hey, look, this guy killed your friend, here he is, he's free.
We'll let him go out, with people, we'll let him have a social life, and then, we'll think about it and we'll see whether or not, we really want to push his button. I don't know.
Staring at me isn't going to bring your friend back. That's what he said to Rat.
If he was at least sympathetic, or if he just kept his fucking head down, then it'd be at least slightly better that I know he feels like shit. But no, it's just the fact that not only is he free, he doesn't give a shit about what he did, and like, you know, he.
Ovo su plaketu stavili u teretanu u našoj srednjoj školi. Mankind is born free. I have a thirst for life, friendship, and a whole world of reasons to celebrate. My values are those of a generation that has taken control of its existence and future. I pledge allegiance to only one flag, my own. Rest in peace, Boris. The tattoo that I have for Boris represents a few things for me. First of all, I knew when it happened that I was going to get a tattoo because I wanted there to be a physical, not only a mental reminder that he's always going to be with me. And I got the Rose because we grew up together on the Rose, which is a street. Like, we're all really, really close. We're family. We live within 5 minutes of each other. And since he's been gone, it's not really the same anymore. There is like no real Rose anymore, I guess you could say.
Meni nikad on bio Boris, ja sam ga znao 17 godina I stalno mi bio Cik. We weren't even like out of the same frame for a split second. We were just there playing like forever. I was there with him in Croatia, I was here with him in Canada.
One and only one-time award, and they decided to give it to me because they thought that I had the same qualities as Boris in terms of being social, academics, and extracurricular activities.
Počivaj. There's no R. Počivaj. U. Miru, brate.
There's no flame in my eyes. The streets have gotten colder since the day a mother's tear ran down on my shoulder, and I'd never hope for death. That's the good for the serpent, that's the good for the coward, the scum that took my friend. I hope that he rots with his mind and his soul on his own, with his guilt in this hole that he built. Hope he thinks on the days when he couldn't think much further. Hope he chokes on the ways that a child became a murderer. So shoot me, you coward. Try your best to stab me, cause my boy's in heaven now, and I know that he has me, and he'd never leave a brother down here to fry. So open up the fucking gates, cause I'm ready to die.
Moj život je kompletno stao 3. oktobra 2008. godine u 10:30 navečer, na isti način na koji je stao I ovaj sat u Borisovoj sobi. Jednostavno, kada djeca izgube roditelja, oni se nazivaju siročad. Žena kada izgubi muža, ona je udovica, muž ženu, on je udovac. Međutim, kada roditelji izgube dijete, takvo nešto nema imena.
There's no flame in my eyes. The streets have gotten colder since the day a mother's tear ran down on my shoulder, and I'd never hope for death. That's too good for the serpent, that's too good for the coward, the scum that took my friend. I hope that he rots with his mind and his soul on his own, with this guilt in this hole that he built. Hope he thinks on the days that he couldn't think much further. Hope he chokes on the ways that a child became a murderer. So shoot me, you coward. Try your best to stab me, cause my boy's in heaven now, and I know that he has me, and he never leave a brother down here to fry. So open up the fucking gates, cause I'm ready to die.